Okay, so I am going to take you through the steps on how to complete challenge number 1, layers. You're going to make something similar to this. You won't have the word teacher going across it. If I show you in Photoshop, it'll look similar to this. Okay, so let me go through the steps here. The first thing you have to do is under step 1, by the way, this challenge deals with layers. You have to know layers in Photoshop. You have to be able to master them before you can move forward with anything else. So we're going to learn how to rename layers, change the order of layers, duplicate layers, flip an image, and use the move tool to move layers. The first thing you have to do under step 1 under getting started is there is this link right here. You have to click on this link and you actually have to download the file that you're going to be using. So it should open similar to this. In the top left corner I have a download arrow. I'm going to click downloads and then I'm going to close it out. And then you're going to open Photoshop and open that image. So you're going to go back to Photoshop. In the top left corner under new file, you're going to see the word open, so click on that and go to your downloads folder. You should see a Photoshop document called Parkbench Layers. Go ahead and open it and you're going to see something similar to this. It's small. For me it's small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the Alt key down on my keyboard. It's right next to the space bar. I'm going to use the scroll wheel on my mouse and I'm going to zoom in to make it bigger. Okay, that's probably a little big. And then I can hold my space bar and I can drag my image over to the center to make it more centered, okay? Now, I'm going to drag my picture out of the way here. Down in the bottom left, you're going to see your layer section. And you're going to notice right now, each layer is layered layer 5, layer 2, layer 1, layer 4, layer 3. When you're working with multiple layers, you want to get in the habit of naming your layers what they actually are, because then as you're using them, it is much easier for you to find. So if you go back to the instructions, step 1 tells you to rename, under completing the challenge, rename the layers as follows. Layer 1 will be background, layer 2 is bench, layer 3 is book, layer 4 is side, and layer 5 is tree. How do you do that? Hint, double click the layers in each of the layer panes. So I'm going to go back to Photoshop. Layer 5 is going to be the tree. I'm going to put my mouse directly over the words layer 5. I'm going to double click to open up a little text box. I'm going to type the word tree, tree, and then I'm going to hit enter. And it closes the text box. I'm going to double click the words layer 2. I'm going to type the word bench, and then I'm going to hit enter to close the text box. I'm going to double click the words layer 1. I'm going to type the word background, and then hit enter to close the text box. I'm going to double click the words layer 4. I'm going to type the word side, and then I'm going to hit enter. And I'm going to double click the words layer 3, and I'm going to type book because it's the boy holding the book, and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, now we have our layers named. Our next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the order of our layers. So let's go back to the instructions, and I'm in step 2. In the layer section, drag the background layer so that it is below all other layers. And then I give you a hint in case you need it on how to do it. Hint, select the background layer first in your layer section, just so you have the correct layer selected. Be sure your move tool is selected on your toolbar and move the background. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. If you take a look at your toolbar going down the left side of your screen, the move tool is the top one. I usually like to always leave that one selected because then I know nothing weird will happen, like weird brush strokes or text boxes or whatever. So I always like to leave my move tool selected. Okay, I'm going to go over to my layer section. I'm going to select my background layer. I know it's selected because when I click on it, first of all, there's a white box or border around the little image, and also it's a different color gray. And I need to move it to the bottom. So I'm going to hold my mouse down. I'm going to put my mouse right here in this gray part. I'm going to hold my mouse down, and you can see this little blue line. I'm going to drag it so it's below the book layer. All of a sudden I can see my guys back there because now they're not being hidden by the background. Okay, so let's see what I have to do next. Drag the tree layer so it's just above the background. Okay, so I'm going to put my mouse on the tree layer to select it. I'm going to drag it so it's just above the background. Okay, good. Let's go to the next step. Step 4, drag the bench layer so it's just above the tree layer. So let's go back to Photoshop. I'm going to take my bench and I'm going to put it just above the tree layer. Okay, and we're going to go to the next step. Using the move tool, that's that top tool on your toolbar, move the bench so it is on the ground in the pile of leaves. And if you're not sure what I'm referring to, you can kind of look at the picture here, okay? But basically what we're going to do is with the bench layer selected, I'm going to put my mouse on it. Make sure you don't have the boy selected. Make sure it's the bench. And I'm going to drag that bench into the pile of leaves. Okay, so you can kind of place it where you think it's appropriate, where it kind of looks most natural. So go ahead and drag that down if you haven't done so. Let's go to the next step. Number 6, move the book layer so the boy is centered on the bench. Make it look realistic. Use the arrow keys on your keyboard if you need small movements. So I'm going to select my book layer. That selects this boy right here holding the book, and he's going to sit in the middle of the bench. Now, take a look. Like if I move him too far, you can see where his feet are. His butt is kind of too low. If you move him up and he's too high, you can see him, he's floating there. If you're having trouble getting it at just the right height, your arrow keys on your keyboard, your up and down arrows, will make very small adjustments. You can use those arrow keys and you can make adjustments, okay? So when you're happy with it, you can leave it. He's probably over, I might have to move him over a little bit to the right. Yeah, there, we're gonna try that. Okay, all right, if we have to make adjustments after the fact, we will, but I'm gonna leave him there for right now, and let's see what we have to do next. 7, move the side layer so the boy is sitting on the bench. Check that his arms are placed properly. So now I'm going to select my side layer, which is this guy because he's on the side of the bench. I'm going to drag him down and watch his right hand right here. It should be resting over the railing of the bench. So I'm going to move him a little bit. If I have to use my arrow keys, I will. Okay. And I'm going to leave him like that. He also has his arm over the bench, so make sure that his arm is resting on the bench. Okay, we need a guy on this side. So we have to think, well, how the heck can we get a guy on that side? Well, we're going to do something called duplicating our layer. So step 8 says duplicate the side layer by following these steps. Select the side layer, right-click on it, choose duplicate layer, name it side 2, and then click OK. All right. So watch where my mouse is going. I'm going to my layer section in the bottom right. I'm going to click or select my side layer. Once it's selected, not on the words or on the little picture, but over here in the gray section, I'm going to right click my mouse with my middle finger. I'm going to go way up towards the top and find where it says duplicate layer. You're going to get a little pop-up asking you what would you like to name the duplicate. I'm going to name it side 2, and I'm going to click OK. Okay. Notice we have a layer called side 2. Okay, now we want this guy to be flipped so he's facing the opposite direction. So watch where I'm going to go with my mouse. I'm going to go all the way up to the top. You have these words going across the top left: file, edit, image, layer, type, and so on. I need you to just click on edit. About halfway down, you're going to find the word transform. Click on that. And then all the way at the bottom, don't do vertical. We don't want to flip him upside down. Flip horizontal. Now he's facing the opposite direction. Make sure your move tool is selected on your toolbar. Let's move this guy over to the right. Watch his hand placements. Okay, use your arrow keys if you need to. Get him placed properly. I have a little bit of a delay, I think, because of the recording is kind of making it delay a little bit. Let's see if that looks okay. I'm going to click off of that. Whoops, thought I clicked off of it. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's see what we have to do next. We did this. We did that. Oh, step 11. Select the tree layer and move the tree so that it is to the right side of the boy. So look at the tree. It's over here on the right of this guy. Okay, so it has to be moved over to the right. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to click on my tree layer in the layer section. Make sure your move tool is selected. And we want the tree all the way kind of over here. Okay, make sure it blends in with the grass. I think it does. And now this is a completed document. You're going to do two things. First thing you want to do is save it to the cloud in Adobe. That makes sure your document is saved as a Photoshop document. So if you have to go back in and make changes, you can. So watch what I'm going to do. File, save as. You should name it. Okay, challenge 1, bench, layers. You should name it something. So I'm going to do ch1-layers. And then right here, you're going to see a button that says Save to Cloud Document. Click on that. and it's going to give you a box, and I always save to my files. So if you don't have something called your files, I think you should, but if you don't, call me over and I'll take a look at it. Click save. This is saved for your benefit. This is not what you are turning in. This is saved so that if you need to get back into this document to make changes, you can. To turn it in, you have to do an export as a PNG. You're basically converting this Photoshop document into an image. Okay, so you're gonna go to File, you're gonna go to Export, you're gonna do a quick export as a PNG. Okay, when this dialog box pops up, you should look for your Google Drive. Click on your Google Drive. Okay, in your drive, you should have a folder called Essential Technology, ET. Okay, mine is in here. Okay, make sure it's still named what it's supposed to be named. Click Save. And now it's saved. Now you're ready to submit. So now you're going to go back to Canvas. And you know what, I'm not in student mode, I'm in teacher mode. But if you scroll down, you're going to see a picture of a rocket ship. You will click on the rocket ship. You will go to your Google Drive, go to your Essential Technology folder, find your PNG document, click on it, click submit, and that is it. You should be done. So good luck with this. Have fun.